What's happening, guys? Another great day to bill search. Let's just jump right into it. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. If you like collectibles and currency, even if you're not into collecting this stuff, you're probably into making money. And I like to show you what to look for in your loose bills that can be worth a few bucks over the face value. You can go to your local coin shop, your local gold and silver shop, or even your flea mall usually, and sell it. Make a little bit of money out of your money. So, Series 2021 series, I got a mix of stuff from the last couple of days. I go to a lot of yard sales, flea malls, thrift stores, all that stuff. So constantly, I got some fun stuff to look through. Couple of things repetitious in the serial number, but not enough to hold on to. And nothing going on in the back. Keep an eye out around kind of design change points and the repetitious 5s, some 3s, some 7s, not enough repetition. I really look for stuff with 2 digits, maybe 3, depending on how grouped they are. Overall, not terrible condition, but this fold would definitely hurt you if it was collectible condition-wise. 1280, 1558, I like to call these double year notes, but I don't think they're worth a bunch of money. One cool thing here, though, kind of neat placement of the threading where it just kind of happened to land, but look at that. You can see that exposed thread there, and it happens to sit almost like a bow right below the torch there. The serial number is not something I think is collectible, but this $10 bill, these, it's not a bad condition. Overall, the print's not bad. It's shifted a little up. That's pretty cool. We have a cotton linen mix for our currency here in the U.S., and these little threads are, well, an anti-counterfeiting measure, but also add to the durability of notes. It's not something that I think, if it was like really sticking out, then I'd call it an error or call it something to hold on to. But that's really neat. I like how it looks. Moving on. 4546, saw a really cool note in one of the Facebook groups. I think it was 23242526. And that was a really neat repeater that I would hold on to. I think you could sell that to the right person for like 20 bucks or so for a $10 bill, making a double up. But you can correct me. I mean, maybe you can sell it for more. Little of discoloration here. We can tell it's been wet, so we're going to just kind of attribute that to damage. 2017A, little damage to the portrait there. Some 7s, some 9s. I'm not holding on to that, though. And very close, but this is damage. You can tell this has also been wet from, well, it's maybe hard to tell on the camera, but the discoloration on the note, and then kind of the rippling here and discoloration and bleeding. But for a second, I was like, ooh, we can see Washington really well through the back, but it's mostly from it being wet at some point. So I'm going to move on, but keep an eye out for that. 2003A, so a bit older. Ooh, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Little bit of a broken ladder. We actually found a broken ladder not long ago. I love ladder notes. You can check out my other video. I don't remember what year that one was. I think it was 2013. You can go back to my other video on finding a ladder note. But those are really fun. I actually have somebody that is going to trade me for that other one. But you can definitely sell them. They're really best if they're in order. So in this case, 0 through 7 in order one way or the other, ascending or descending. But this one's actually not bad. It is old, 2003A. Little bit of a shift in the seal here too. Only thing different about this one versus others is the signatures. Aside from that, you can see let's flop this one around. You can see there's nothing different going on. Maybe a little bit of the placement of the signature, but aside from that, nothing. But definitely a cool serial number, a fancy serial number. So I love it. Broken ladder or ladder note. I like to refer to them as broken ladders. You can let me know if you call it something different. But definitely cool. Back of the bill. Like I said, it is damaged, so condition's not great. The one I found before I think was a little beat up, but was much nicer, yet it was much newer. And I like it, though. Man, I'm getting lucky with the broken ladder stuff lately. I hadn't found one of those in probably a couple of years, and then boom, 2 of them in the last few weeks. 2017A, nothing jumping out on the front. This is probably the best condition one that makes the other ones look even more terrible. This discoloration at the top is from the money counting machine at the bank, so it's just they never clean it and transfers dirt over. But then again, you know, they're pumping that thing all day long with a bunch of money, so, you know, 2017 series. A little shift in the seal, a little bit of extra ink here on the 9. Same here. That's really common, though, 3rd digit from the left on 2013 and 2017. A little bit of mud on the corner, so nothing going on there. Let's see if I can get these straightened up a bit. There we go. All right. Yeah, nothing crazy. Double year note is what I like to call these, although they're not crazy collectible. This one's missing a little ink here, lightly inked on the serial number, part of the seal here, but it's hard to tell because it goes across here and through here. It could just be damage. As you can tell, the rest of the note's kind of jacked up. Right there's a little bit of an ink smear on the Fort Worth annotation here. But again, I'm thinking that's all damage because there's a fold that runs right through it. Nothing going on. Still a nice broken ladder find. 2017 series. Little bit of an odometer note. Stuck diginote, whatever you want to refer to it as. This 3's sitting a little high. I like to refer to them as odometer notes because it looks like the odometer in your vehicle. Beat up, keep an eye out around the seals on the back. Check out my video that covers other reverse errors. And then, of course, post the ones you're finding. I'm not the luckiest with finding stuff on the back side of the notes. Other people are. This is a great stuck digit. Really high on the 9 and 5 here. This one I'm actually going to hold on to. But to finish my thought, post in the comments your finds because other people want to learn from it too. And I'm not going to find everything. And heck, a lot of my videos that you watch, I don't find anything. So this is a really nice stuck digit. The 9 sitting high and then even higher above that, as you can see compared to this serial number. That 5 is just way off. So I'm actually going to hold on to that one. I normally don't hold on to small stuck digits, but this one's pretty nice. The condition's not great, but I'm going to put it in my collection. I don't think it's worth money over the $1 face value. I just really like it. Getting through there, we're down to the last few, so thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully you're having even better luck than my ladder note. Some 4s, but nothing else. Some 3s, nothing too repetitious. Nothing going on the back. Some 6s, no other thing going on, not repetitious enough to hold on to. Really beat up. This one's one of the worst in the search so far. 643, or, wow, I can't read. 646 00633. Also sitting a little high on the digits here on the 3s, but not as bad as that previous one. Back of the note. Keep an eye out, like I said, around the Great Seal, but also around the lettering, the denominations where they're printed. Sometimes you'll see kind of bleeding of ink or ink smears in those areas, but they're rare and few and far between. Nothing jumping out, nothing in the serial number. Flop these around, get them all going the same direction here. There we go. Well, you don't have to see me do that 10 more times in the last of the video. Nothing crazy jumping out. 2021 series, huge run of $1 notes. They're not on the docket for redesign along with a bunch of other bills here in the U.S. and I think around the world. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what you know about that. I know they're redesigning quite a few different notes across the globe, so lots of changes in design to many currencies, and we'll see those come out in the next decade to 15 years or so. Nothing crazy. Little misprint on the date there. Back of the note. What the heck? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. I'm going to say that's going to be damage. This is not really the same tone. That, or it's got this fold. It's been wet. I can tell from it being thinned out. And I think that that's just going to be smeared ink due to damage as opposed to an ink error print issue. So I'm going to move on. Last two. Thanks for sticking with me. I know this video is a little longer than usual, but hey. Kind of a double year note again. I just like them. If it was a span of years that was really important to U.S. history, I would hold on to it. But otherwise, I don't think they're collectible. This thing is the best condition we've seen in the whole bill search. So this is what you're looking for the most part, condition-wise, especially for something you want to send off to get graded. I don't see anything collectible with it, but the condition's beautiful. Last but not least, we go to the opposite end of the spectrum with a coffee-stained and cigarette-burned $1 note. Little repetition in the serial number, but nothing to call home about. Back of the note, little bit of a tear there, also discolored and messed up. So we're not going to hold on to it. What are we holding on to? Stuck digit 5 on this $1 note. Well, kind of the 9 as well, but a nice stuck digit or odometer serial number. I think it's really cool. It's just going to be collectible. And then although I think it has some value over face value, the condition is going to really hurt that. But really cool ladder or broken ladder serial number. So I'm really excited about that. That's actually the second one I found in 2025. So this year's been popping off with good serial numbers for me, and I'm not going to complain. But let me know what you've come across lately in your coin and banknote searches in the comments. We'll talk about them there, and I'll see you in the next video.